Hi everyone, I'm so excited to share my new beginner pattern with you. So what we're going to do is we're going to learn these 9 different stitches. So you've got the 9 stitches around the edge here, and then you're going to use all 9 of those stitches to complete the flower basket in the middle. So for this you're going to need your pattern, you're going to need some fabric, and you're going to need an embroidery hoop. So for this one I'm using a 6-inch embroidery hoop. So you're going to take your embroidery hoop and you're going to unscrew it to get the 2 pieces apart, and you're going to lay the inner hoop that hasn't got the clasp on it down on a flat surface. You're going to take your fabric. So if you're using one of my kits, then this is the fabric that you'll get, and I'm using calico cotton here. So I'm using 2 pieces, one on top of the other, and this is for a couple of different reasons. So one of the reasons is that it helps the hoop grip the fabric. So if the fabric is a little bit thicker, so if you've got 2 layers, then the embroidery hoop will grip it better, and then it won't slip when you're doing your embroidery. And the second reason is to make it less see-through. So once you finish your embroidery and you're sort of holding it up, you don't want to be able to see any of the messy stitches from the front, and it will sort of ruin all your hard work. So with this fabric I use 2 layers. So you're going to take the inner part of your embroidery hoop, the one that hasn't got the clasp on, and lay it down on a flat surface. Then you're going to lay your fabric over the top. Take your outer hoop that's got the clasp on it and place it over the top and push down so that it catches your fabric. You're then going to need to tighten the hoop slightly, so you can use a screwdriver. If you haven't got a screwdriver, you could use a pair of scissors, or even a coin works. So hopefully you've got something at home that works. So tighten it slightly, and then you're going to work your way around and tighten the fabric so that it's nice and taut, ready for your embroidery. So you don't want it coming loose. It makes stitching a lot harder if the fabric is loose. So you want it nice and tight. So work your way around and then just keep doing this until it's nice and tight. So screw the hoop a tiny bit, work your way around, pulling the fabric, pressing the hoops together until your fabric's nice and taut. So when you finish tightening your fabric, it should sound almost like a drum, which means that it's taut enough to start your embroidery. As I say, we don't want it coming loose. It obviously makes embroidery a little bit more tricky if the fabric's coming loose, if you have to keep retightening it whilst you're in the middle of a project. So try and get it as taut as possible to start with. Screw the hoop up as much as you can without damaging it, so it's nice and tight, and then we're ready to transfer your pattern. So if you've ordered one of my kits, they will come with one of these sticky backed printed patterns. So you're just going to peel the backing off and stick it to your fabric. If you haven't got one of these, or if you're not using this dissolvable paper, then you can of course just print your pattern and trace it. I will do some other videos on how, other ways to transfer your pattern, but this is the easiest way to do it in my opinion. So we're just going to peel the backing off of your pattern. It's always one of my favourite parts. So we're just going to stick it down on our fabric. So you want to make sure you do this nice and level. So obviously if this is the top of your work here, if you were to hang it on the wall, that's going to be the top. So make sure it's nice and level, ready for doing your embroidery. And just try and stick it nice and central as well. Obviously if you've bought the kit, this will be the exact right size for the hoop. So you simply stick it down, and there you go, your hoop is ready to start your embroidery. So you'll need about 4 skeins of embroidery floss for this pattern. I'm using DMC in these colours here. If you've got the kit, then this is the colours that your kit will come with. You can use the colours however you like on all of the stitches. It doesn't matter sort of which colours go where, that's totally up to you. Or if you're buying your own supplies, then obviously you can use whichever colours you like. So we're ready now to start stitching. I'm going to put each of the stitches in a different video so it's easy for people to follow. So we'll be starting with a straight stitch. So all you need is your stranded cotton, a pair of scissors and a needle, and we're ready to go.